Perfect.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Something Something podcast. My name is Eric Kasloff, and with me, as always, is Larry Sands. How's it going, Larry?
Everything is excellent. How are you?
I am a tired man, and I am sweating a little bit still.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right before we started this, like I told you, I was recording a video for the Something Something Film School Mondays. And right in the middle of it, I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, but your call came in right in the middle of recording the end. And I had, my key light on me and my backlight, in back of me. And man, I was sweating bad.
That's pretty cool. How is the film school coming?
It's
something film school.
Yeah, it's going along well. And this episode, I'm talking about how I write a script. Mm-hmm. And as you know, I do a lot of pre-writing before I actually write the script, and all of that's in the video.
Cool, man. Now, it'll be up tomorrow.
Yes. Well, we're recording this on Sunday. It'll be up tomorrow. But this will be up on Friday, so we're kind of time travelers right now.
That's right. So everybody that watched it on Monday, this is Friday.
Yeah, so comment below and tell me what you thought about the video, if it helped you in any way.
Yeah, that would be cool. Your success stories.
Okay, cool. So it is time for our Adjusting Honor update. Then I'm going to get into some of my own updates.
Excellent. Well, as you may or may not know, people that have been following us for a while, I've been working on Adjusting Honor. And finally got some feedback from Amazon because I'm doing my own distribution on Amazon Prime, putting it on Amazon Direct Video, and in doing so, I've had to do my own captions, and which is fine, which is great. I finally got word that I'm missing some key captions in there, and upon further review, I think it's the end song or for the credits, and it says especially like in the what you need for your video to be published on Amazon is every piece of dialogue, every song, if it has words or lyrics, it needs to be written out. And even they said if it's not audible, it's like a descriptive sentence about what is being said or talked about
in the song.
Mentioned. Yeah, and no, they say song needs to be like lyrics.
So now this is important for people to learn. Now, did they tell you what had to be added?
Absolutely not.
Wow.
They said it needs to be fixed. You're missing captions for your film.
And they won't tell you what it is?
Not the warning, but not in the where it says publishing error. They said this what needs to be fixed, which it says it's missing key captions. But I think what I'm gonna do is.
But they won't tell you where the captions are.
No, not.
Wow.
Not directly, but I'm gonna maybe email and see if they could help me be more specific.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like what the MPAA does to people when they tell them you gotta remove such and such thing, but they won't tell you what scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they like to be nice and what is that word? Non-specific.
Well, if you're
you just have to go clean it up.
Well, if you're independent, they're non-specific. If you're a studio, they tell you because the MPAA is in the pockets of the studio.
Yeah, well, phooey on them. But yeah, so working on that, and then doing a couple other things that maybe next week we can talk about, or our next couple of podcasts we can talk about, that I'm doing specifically for our something channel for YouTube.
I cannot wait for everybody to see it, because it was awesome.
Yes. So just making some adjustments, but and I don't know, who knows? Anybody listen to this, follow me on not Twitter, but Instagram. I'm gonna be cutting a trailer for.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Yeah. So I'm kind of putting it out there, man. So I want to do like an Instagram trailer, and so as soon as I know that it's ready to like premiere, I'm gonna put the trailer up, and then we'll open it up for everybody. But yeah, we'll talk about that hopefully next week.
All right, what I'll do is I'll add an extra playlist on the channel just for what's going to be going on with this specific new thing we're adding to it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Perfect.
I've got some news.
Yes, what?
So Friday, I had really good news about my doctor, but that's for a special thing we're going to be doing about my surgery. So Friday, Robert, he was on the show before. We're going to have him back on. He was the actor, and her name was Samantha, co-produced it, co-executive produced it. And then in the Annabelle Creation Contest, again, he starred in it, co-produced it. And you could go watch Annabelle Creation right now if you're on the YouTube channel. It's my short for the Annabelle Creation Contest, The Bride, which I think is kind of awesome, by the way.
Agreed.
I was waiting for that. I was a little scared. So Friday, he texted me and goes, "Hey, would you be interested in directing this script that he has?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Let me read it." He sends it to me. And get this, it's not a horror movie.
Oh.
Now, I've agreed to do it, but I'm not going to joke with you, man. As I was reading it, I was waiting for the ghost to pop up. I'll tell you about this off air because I don't want to give too much away, but I noticed that there's two characters that were not in a scene together yet. And I was like, okay, one of them are the ghost. Well done. Then they ended up being in a scene together. And I was like, wait a minute, there's no ghost in this. So I'm pretty sure that, before he offered it to me, every other director he knows probably turned it down. So he was just like, I don't know, maybe the horror guy could do it. Maybe
the horror guy.
I really, man, if I had the time, I would ask Robert, after I do the whole, every director said no to him, so he thought, why not get the horror guy to do it? I would love to cut to Robert going, yeah, that's exactly right. Then cut back to the podcast. Kind of like a Family Guy cutaway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's exactly what happened.
So, Robert, is it safe to say he's kind of like your Ben Affleck?
Well, I want you to be my Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
And we're gonna be filming it in November or December.
Ooh, nice and wintry.
Yeah, so right after I'll be completely healed up from my surgery by then.
Great, man.
Yeah.
Great. And that's another thing, too, that I know you had mentioned to me a couple days ago when we were talking. That's exciting. I think that'll be super awesome.
Well, you just revealed that me and you talk other than on the podcast.
Oh, wait. We're going to have to erase that part. Yeah, I know, right?
What is we do text at least 5 times a day, every day, right?
It seems like we do, yeah, which is good. And dude, I'm telling you, do you have, because it was right around Labor Day, right? That we
a week after Labor Day.
A week after Labor Day, so we are coming up exactly on 1 year.
Yeah, because the 15th is 1 year since Her Name Was Samantha made its festival premiere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
That's cool. We should do something special. If anybody's listening to this and they want to like throw out any ideas for our 1 year special, please let us know in the comments. That would be cool.
Hey, Larry, you know what used to be really awesome?
What?
Hold on a second.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, Saturday Night Live used to be really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And do you remember the skit on Saturday Night Live that Jim, I forget his name, used to do called, he played this character called Goat Boy.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer. He played a character named Goat Boy. And do you remember the name of Goat Boy's show?
Oh, God. No.
It was, hey, remember the 80's?
Oh, dun 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 dun.
And that is what we're talking about today. And the reason is because of the book I've been reading. I'm just all into 80s culture and music right now, man. The book is Ready Player One, which I'm sure if you're listening to this, you're probably a geek and read it. It's basically Willy Wonka for video games. It's set in the future. This guy made a video game where you put this headset on and you could go anywhere you want. The guy dies and he's gonna leave his fortune to anyone who could discover his hidden quest in this virtual reality world. And the dude was really into the 80s. So on my and Spielberg's doing the movie. So on my playlist on Spotify, I have an 80s playlist, and here's what I got on it. Rock Me Amadeus, Take on Me,
Take on Me,
Don't You Forget About Me,
oh my,
Madonna, Crazy for You, my favorite Madonna song,
wow,
Toto, Africa,
oh my God,
and of course Journey, Don't Stop Believing.
Oh my God.
And the song True by, I forget the band's name, but you know, the So True, Funny How It Seems.
Oh,
You know it, you just can't remember it.
listen to it, yeah.
But man, it was this making me think, man, the 80s was such an interesting, crazy decade.
Oh yeah. You know, actually, as you name off all your songs on your playlist, you know, I grew up, I guess, in the late 80s. And I remember, I mean, all those songs that you just said, it's like it's amazing. The 80s, that was like I don't know, that would be our psychedelic time, weird time, good time.
Yeah, you'll never have a decade like the 80s again because there was no internet at all. No internet.
No, and no real cell phones until maybe
No, well, just the Zach Morris phone.
late. Yeah, exactly.
There were car phones.
Bag phones.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The clothing style.
Oh yeah, and I guess that was the yuppie years, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when, like, I guess when you think about movies. Oh, okay. So remember what we had talked about not mentioning?
Yeah, there's no way we could do that.
I know.
When I was talking to Larry about this, I was like, hey, listen, when we talk about movies, let's get crazy, man. Let's say we can't talk about Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, Ghostbusters, or John Hughes or Spielberg movies, or Christopher Columbus movies. Chris Columbus.
All of a sudden, the line went totally blank. And it was like, then what do we talk about?
Well, hey, there was a lot of good movies in the 80s that those guys weren't a part of.
Which is true. But that just goes to show you how big, those guys were and what kind of influence. Because just like, as well, everybody that listens to us and has ever interviewed or listened to any of our interviews with filmmakers, and they start out, I used to play like with my Star Wars and set them up, and I did like an Indiana Jones thing. I was like this adventurous thing, and it always starts out, with some kind of a Steven Spielberg movie reference, something that he was always involved in, and that's just how big, I mean. So you can't do it. You can't talk about the 80s and not talk about those guys and their influence.
And music, everything was just starting then when it came to music. Like all of, a lot of the stuff we love. Yeah, you can laugh at it now, but hair metal, stuff like that. Hip hop was just starting.
Yep.
And there was so much going on. And again, to be a fan of something in the 80s, it took work. Nowadays there's something you dig, you want to know about it, you just Google it, and you could find anything and everything you want about it.
Back then they had bookstores, they had magazine stores, and you go in and you would look at your favorite magazine, like your comic books or your
Fangoria, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Hit Parade.
Exactly. And that's how you found out about your favorite music star, horror thing. I remember, man, Fangoria. I remember walking in to the mall and going into what was it called? Walden Books.
Oh, I remember Walden. Walden was awesome.
Dude, I would see Werewolf on the cover, American Werewolf, in London on the cover. Jason was always on the cover, and Freddy. Those were the guys, man. Those were the. That's something, because when you talk about film and you talk as much as Steven Spielberg and John Hughes and all those guys on the non-horror side, the horror side was all about Freddy Krueger and Jason.
The late 70s and 80s was the birth of the slasher movie. There was Sleepaway Camp, The Burning, Prowler.
Sleepaway Camp. That's the one where she was a dude, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Oh my God,
we just totally spoiled the ending. Maybe one of the craziest endings ever in a movie.
Oh my God. You know what? Maybe you could do a little beep it out.
Yeah, well, hey, if you're listening to us, odds are you've seen Sleepaway Camp.
Yeah, oh man, that was wild and crazy. It just wasn't. It was both at the same time. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The Evil Dead, 2 came out then. Army of Darkness was, I believe, 90. But yeah.
And it still kind of rolled over. But MTV started.
I was about to get to that. Do you remember? If MTV had a thing where you could pick a certain day of MTV to watch, for me, I think it would be when they were giving away the Batmobile from Tim Burton's Batman.
Oh my God. I don't remember that.
Oh, it was all day long they were doing stuff for it.
Man, oh man, dude. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
YouTube it. I think it's probably up on YouTube.
You know, that's a crazy thing now, is if you ever start feeling nostalgic about anything, you know, you can find all old commercials.
Did you ever do that? Look up like old 80s like cartoon commercials and stuff like that?
No.
There's like compilations like the drug PSAs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy, dude.
That's right.
Hey, do you remember the wrestlers, the WWF?
Oh,
when it was the WWF, the cartoon.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
Yeah, dude.
You're talking to me about wrestling if I remember something?
All this stuff, it kind of floods back. It's so cool. Everybody that's listening to this and you lived in the 80s or grew up in the 80s is going to be like, oh, I remember that.
This is kind of like a poor man's version of the VH1 I Love the 80s, which was awesome, by the way.
That's right. You know, as actually, as everybody's listening to this, and since it's a video too, you should put up like a pop-up video. They do pop-up videos. And that's a blast from the past. Maybe you might not know that either. Because, I mean, dude, VH1 and MTV has changed so much.
Oh, it's sad. You know, like VH1 for a little bit there in the mid-2000s was cool when they were doing their specials.
Yeah.
MTV in the 80s and early to mid-90s was awesome.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. And then, but now they have like depending on who your like cable provider is, I think now they're starting like to have MTV Classic.
Yeah, well, I know they are. This isn't a '90s thing, but they are bringing back TRL.
Are they really?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Huh. Wow. So they got to start making videos again?
Yeah.
Or are they talking about reality shows?
Probably.
It's crazy, man. I remember like Headbangers Ball.
I was about to mention that. Well, when Ricky Rackman took over is when the show got awesome.
Yeah, dude. I remember that, man. I remember that. Oh my God. Eric, it's like a blast from the past. Oh my gosh. This is great.
Yeah, okay, let's try to do the... Oh, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, anybody that remembers anything from the 80s should comment and tell us their fondest memories of the 80s, like pop culture. So yeah, what were you gonna say?
When we get into more deeper in this, we'll talk like what if you had to pick a movie two movies that best define the 80s, what movies would they be?
Oh God, what? Pretty in Pink.
Okay.
And then, actually, and you know what? Not 16 Candles, but Pretty in Pink. Yeah, you know what? It may not be defining, but do you remember? Did you ever see Can't Buy Me Love?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, with Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Remember they remade it and it was Love Don't Cost a Thing in like the mid 2000s.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh no.
With Nick Cannon.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I never saw that. But it was like a remake. Huh?
Yeah.
Kinda, sorta.
No, a blatant remake, just a different title.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Alright, but what about like the actors that define?
Well,
what is your movie that would define the 80s?
To me, the number one movie is Wall Street. Not that it was my favorite movie of the 80s, but when you think about, the culture of the 80s, the greed is good.
Yeah.
All of that type of stuff. I mean, it really, because again, there was a lot of awesome stuff going on in the 80s. But then there was, like you were saying, the whole yuppie culture, the ugly side of it, the Reaganomics, if you would.
Yeah. Yeah. But and also I think actually this goes back into the 70s, how everybody were hippies, and all the children of the hippies kind of were like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do the 70s.
Yeah, Alex P. Keaton is the only way he had to rebel was to become a conservative.
There you go. That was it. Yeah.
And fun movie wise, I'm not gonna pick Empire or Jedi or the Indiana Jones movies because that's too easy.
Oh, I was gonna say Empire. Isn't that on Fox now?
No, not anymore. Oh, I get it. I just got the joke. I did my favorite 80s movie, like funny wise. Man, it's gotta be a toss up between comedy wise, Back to the Future and Better Off Dead.
Oh yeah.
Horror movie wise, I'm gonna go Dream Warriors, the third Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and the 7th Friday the 13th movie. Can you believe by the 80s they were already up to the 7th movie?
Jeez, man. Unbelievable.
And part 4 was titled The Final Chapter.
Oh, man. That's great. And then you were like, wait, there's more. There's a lot more. We haven't even taken him into outer space yet.
Hey, Jason X was awesome, all right? That was a movie just for fans.
Yeah.
But you were saying actors? Who would be your favorite actors of the 80s?
Oh, man. Okay, this is good. Michael J. Fox.
Okay, yeah.
He defines, he pretty much defines the 80s. Actually, so that's what I was going to say. Well, okay. Well, the actors, probably Michael J. Fox. Man, there's just... Oh, man. Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, female-wise, she was the definite 80s girl.
Yeah. Because everything she was in had that defining... And see, when you think about, like, the 80s stuff, how it was the yuppies, and then there was, like, the Molly Ringwald movie, or the John Hughes movies, and even, like, the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, you got him to go with that. All those actors pretty much could be on the list.
Yeah, Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah. Christian Slater has to be on the list.
Oh, yeah. Winona Ryder.
Yeah, Winona Ryder, John Cusack.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Oh, man. When you think about it, I mean, that was the start, really, of... Oh, man, it's not pop culture. It's just, it seeps into your brain.
Yeah, it's more like it was more than pop culture. Again, I was born in 81. So, I was a kid in the 80s, and it did, impact me in a lot of ways. The 90s was probably when I was a teenager, was more like when I was becoming myself, but
yeah,
I still have nothing but great memories about toys, cartoons in the 80s. It was...
Yeah.
Video games were getting crazy, like the old Nintendo system.
Man, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, let's get into music of the 80s. Like, we talked a little bit about that. Now, again, me and you, will say it, have the worst taste because we genuinely like hair metal.
Yes. I didn't really get into, and I didn't really appreciate until like now. Cause now they have like iHeartRadio and stuff, and you can put on, like all these like 80s music stuffs going on. So it's like, I didn't really appreciate like all the like the pop music, because once I started getting into music, I like found out like Guns N' Roses and all that.
Yeah.
And I tried to steer clear of like Aha and like Culture Club and stuff.
Oh,
Although when it
dude.
would come on, like I'd be like, okay, cool. Like I'd listen to it, but my thing was like Guns N' Roses, and then it became Metallica, but still Guns N' Roses, right?
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Poison, Warrant, all the hair metal. So yeah. Dude,
Warrant was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Twisted Sister has to be on that list.
Oh, oh my God, they're like the ultimate. They were them, and I don't know if Kiss would be hair metal.
They became hair metal again.
After they took off the makeup.
I am a huge Kiss fan, and I will admit, with Kiss, they sold everything but good music. I'll admit that. Whatever was popular at the time, Kiss tried to become. So they did become hair metal-ish in the 80s when they took the makeup off, which is my least favorite era of Kiss.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I would like look it up and all that. That's when I started getting into Kiss and started noticing Kiss.
Like the best song they did in that era of no makeup was the cover of God Gave Rock and Roll to You.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I tell you, man. That's when spandex came in. It was awesome, dude. Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to spend at least the next 30 minutes talking about two particular artists, Michael Jackson and Prince. I just found this out recently. Wesley Snipes was on Conan O'Brien. And, he was in the Bad video. He was the leader of the Bad gang that was picking on Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to rifle through my memories now.
Yeah, that was him. That was him. Now, here's where it gets crazy. He was saying this. Originally, that was supposed to be Prince as the part of the rival gang leader.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I am dead serious.
How could that be?
Michael Jackson wanted Prince to be in it, but then he decided to go with Wesley Snipes.
Wow.
Could you imagine if he would have said yes, if he would have went with Prince, how even more amazing that video would have been?
That's kind of crazy. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I'm trying to picture Prince doing the Bad video. That's really good. Now everybody, hopefully if you're on YouTube, you're listening to us still, and you created a new page and you're going to look up YouTube, Michael Jackson Bad video. Wow.
Not my favorite video of his, by the way. Or Thriller's a short film. Let's be honest. The song sucks.
Oh no.
Come on, dude. The song itself, except for the Vincent Price thing,
fun.
the video is amazing.
Well, John Landis.
Yeah, it's the video is amazing.
Yeah.
But the song, you could put it on mute and just watch the movie.
Oh, come on. You got to come on. That's one of his most defining songs. Filler.
Don't sing it. You want us to get copyright strike?
Oh, I said filler. Filler.
My favorite Michael Jackson video was in the Moonwalker movie, the song Smooth Criminal.
Oh, okay.
The dancing and stuff in that was, oh man.
Speaking of the moonwalk, when did he did that in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Show.
The Motown, the Motown anniversary.
Oh man.
And you know the
moonwalk, and that was it.
Yeah, there's that urban legend. I think it's true how Fred Astaire called him the next day and said that was the greatest dancing he's ever seen in his life.
Wow.
Yeah, that's, talk about praise from Caesar.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. And as you were just talking about Michael Jackson and the moonwalk and how it started, dude, I remember I had a sparkly glove, one of those red jackets.
I may have had that too. I'm not gonna deny it.
Oh wow.
Did you see Captain EO?
Oh yeah.
But do you remember the making of it special that was on Channel 7?
I think so. But didn't they have like a making of it at like Disneyland?
No, I was on Channel 7.
Are you sure?
Yeah. They may have played it there. Now, this is embarrassing. You know how I'm afraid of Disneyland rides?
Yeah.
Just talking about Captain EO gave me a chill because I'm afraid my room might turn into a Disneyland ride. I'm not even joking around right now.
You're crazy.
The only Disneyland ride that doesn't tear me is the Haunted Mansion.
So the Winnie the Pooh ride?
I was never on that.
Oh, Eric.
But like Peter Pan terrifies me because you're so high up. Pirates terrifies me.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
But that's for another video, another podcast.
That's hilarious. Hey, didn't Francis Ford Coppola?
He directed Captain EO. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lucas produced it.
Wow. See? Again.
It's on YouTube last time I checked. The whole thing.
That's pretty cool. I remember, man, that. And, actually, let's go back to John Landis.
Oh, yeah.
He did freaking Twilight Zone.
He did one of the segments in Twilight Zone where someone died.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. But Landis, man, let's again talk about Landis in the 80s. I mean, first comes off the bat is my favorite film of his, American Werewolf in London. But then the comedies.
I know, man. Didn't he do Ghostbusters?
No, that was Rick Moranis.
No, Rick Moranis directed Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
No, he did not.
It wasn't Landis. I know that for a fact. Let me look it up.
It was Rick Moranis?
No, wait, I'm saying the wrong guy. Harold Ramis.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right.
Oh, man, you want to know something? Okay, no. When you Google Ghostbusters, on the top left, the 84 version pops up, but on the right, it's that awful remake.
Oh, no.
Ivan Reitman, I'm sorry. Ivan Reitman directed Ghostbusters, my bad.
Harold Ramis wrote it.
Yeah, and what's his name? The other guy, Dan Aykroyd.
No, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis wrote it. Ivan Reitman directed it.
Yeah, they were a team, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, oh, God.
But again,
it all floods back. It's all coming back like a tidal wave. It's amazing.
All right, let's get into TV of the 80s. Now, again, TV in the 80s, let's be honest, kind of lame. Sitcom-wise, it was cool, but we didn't get, like, great, hard-hitting TV till the 90s with, like, Twin Peaks, X-Files, stuff like that. But again, that's another show.
Yeah.
Like, again, Cosby Show in 90s and Simpsons, it got better in the 90s.
Yeah. I think the 80s, they was supposed to be more fun, almost, and not take yourself too serious, kind of. I think. from what I remember, because I remember like the Dukes of Hazzard and.
Now, is the 80s when their cousins took over?
Probably the late 80s. I think.
What were their cousins' names again?
Oh man, I don't know. Oh.
Future Eric, put in the Dukes of Hazzard's cousins' names in the video.
As a pop-up.
Yeah.
As a pop-up video. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely remember like Saturday morning cartoons.
I miss Saturday morning cartoons.
Well, I know. Now it's all about education and animals.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, they got 24-hour cartoons now. They don't gotta wait till they get home from school or Saturday morning.
But see, there was something so, like, there's an anticipation. Nobody anticipates anything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's weird the way things are changing and developing.
Now, that's one thing I remember is coming home from school, Monday through Friday, the Ghostbusters were on. And you had something to look forward to.
Oh, God, man. And that was the cartoon.
Yeah, the real Ghostbusters. I remember I had every toy.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started on toys. Star Wars toys.
I still have Star Wars toys.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I was a big Matchbox and Hot Wheels guy.
Oh, really? That's cool.
I had like a whole thing full of them.
Oh, man. Oh, like the little car box.
No, it was not even that. It was just like a giant box filled with toys. I used to give them away to friends.
That's cool, man. Did you have wrestlers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Again,
Ivan, yeah.
These were like the big plastic ones.
Yeah, dude, the bendable. Kind of bendable.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Iron Sheik.
Yep. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Hulk Hogan, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Demolition.
And you remember how the paint used to rub off.
Oh, yeah, I hated that.
Their tights.
Yeah.
So I was going to paint, I think it was it was red paint. I remember that. So it might have been the Junkyard Dog or something. And I remember I had paint. And not in the bathroom, but in the kitchen, there was like this bar. But there was like some white carpet at the bar.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it did. It spilled. The red paint spilled, and I tried to cover it up with white paint.
That's funny.
Oh my God, I remember that. But I was gonna paint my toys and make them look new.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, dude, the 80s. As much as I kind of remember it, like towards the end. But I think that kind of forms you. I think your formative years,
But again, that would be more the 90s for us as teenagers. But that we will do a show about 90s stuff.
Yeah, but there was something about the 80s that, it sticks out. And I was, obviously I wasn't that old in the 80s, but I just remember, like, it being very yuppie. Like you said, like Wall Street and Michael J. Fox. And Family Ties.
But then there was the underbelly rebellious stuff that was going on. Like, skateboarding changed big time, in the 70s, it was just, the polyurethane wheels just started, but it was still sidewalk surfing. In the 80s is when, guys like Tony Hawk started doing vert ramps and it got aggressive. Then there was the punk rock and metal scene in the 80s, and it was saying, F you to all the yuppie things that were going on at the time.
Yeah. And you don't really think about it until you put it in that perspective. And that is so true. So true.
Go on.
Just as you talk, it's just kind of like, you talk about like as you're talking, all these things are coming back of what the 80s, of what I remember. And it's just it's so cool to actually go back and think about that time. Because I don't take the time to stop and think, But there are certain songs that come on certain shows now that you can watch them on Hulu and Netflix and on all that. And you're just like, oh my God.
Like, what 80s shows are you watching right now? Like, what did you watch recently?
Oh, well, Pretty in Pink.
Oh, okay.
I was so, not into that. Growing up, because when you're little, you're just like, I don't want to watch that stuff, blah, blah, blah.
I want to watch Star Wars and Indiana Jones and, with me, Jason and Freddy and Michael Myers.
Exactly, but now you watch it, and you're like, it's not that bad, And growing up, obviously we should talk about the 90s, because that's when we grew up.
And I think that's when things really got, I'll say it, awesome. Movies got way edgier with the independent boom. Video games were starting to be taken more seriously as an art. Comics were going that way. Oh, I didn't talk about comics in the 80s. I'll probably pedal back to that.
Yeah, we need to, because that was groundbreaking.
The Watchmen, comic books, killing the second Robin, killing the second Robin, that was a huge thing.
Wow.
You don't remember that?
No, see, I was never, into comic books.
Then I will...
kind of got into them, but I wasn't that into them because I had a friend who always hung out at the comic book shop, and I would go over there and look through and be like, I kind of got into it, but I wasn't into it, hardcore into it. But yeah, they killed Robin?
Well, let me remember the whole, because I keep forgetting which Robin it was. Jason Todd was the second Robin. Dick Grayson, who was one of the first comic book characters to grow up. After college, he was like, you know what? I don't want to just be your sidekick anymore. I want to be my own man. And he became Nightwing. So Batman found this kid named Jason Todd. And he was more of an edgy Robin. He didn't mind hurting people too bad. So the Joker kidnaps him. Beats him with a crowbar and then blows him up.
Wow.
And this is one of the defining moments in the Batman character, because it was one of the many times that he failed. And then, Jason Todd did end up coming back through the Lazarus Pit as Red Hood. But then also during that time, Watchmen was the dark comic. Again, there was more, the Killing Joke when Barbara Gordon, was Batgirl, then got shot by the Joker and was paralyzed and became the Oracle. So comics were really getting edgy and more adult at the time.
Wow, man. Wow.
Yeah.
And I think because, I was more into music, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Than anything else. And with the onslaught of grunge, everybody started turning more, I don't want to call it oppressive, but everybody was it was more serious instead of just fun,
Yeah.
Everybody started taking themselves serious again, and so yeah. Yeah, but dude, once grunge started, I was like, oh man, forget this.
See, those were the first bands I really gravitated towards, but again, that's another episode.
That's everybody's coming out of the 80s, going into the 90s, everybody's kind of that's listening to this, yeah, man, Yeah, we need. Let's do it. Let's do one.
And I think I would enjoy a 90s talk way more because I remember so much more about the 90s.
Yeah.
But again, the 90s is when we did start losing our innocence as a generation.
Yeah, because we started growing up, and that was that was like our 60s maybe.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
What was it? It's gonna. What movie? There was an 80s movie. It says, man, the 80s are gonna make the 60s look like the 70s or something.
What movie was that? Hold on. Was that was Dazed and Confused?
Was it?
Yeah, the 80s are going to make the 70s look like the... Yeah, that was Dazed and Confused.
Was it? Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Oh, that was such a great movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, was it? Hold on.
That relation, this man is my prisoner.
Yeah, they were like getting high and they said that.
And obviously that was the 90s.
Yeah.
But it's still, that's, the 90s was our 60s, I guess. But going back to, we really can't we can't mention the 80s without, mentioning like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah, is that one of your favorite movies? I always wanted to ask that.
I think so. Now I see it, on like Netflix and Hulu, and I just watched not the Temple of Doom, but The Last Crusade.
That's you know what? That's probably my favorite out of the Indiana Jones movies. Yeah.
Is it really?
I love Raiders. If I had to rank them, it would probably go Raiders, Crusade, then Temple.
Yeah. There's something about the Temple, and it's kind of like, okay, all right, it's cool.
Yeah, it's like I don't mind it. It's not the one that I'm gonna go out of my way to watch.
Yeah. But there is something like the Last Crusade was like with the Nazis and stuff, and they kind of tied it in. And he met Hitler.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Well, not meeting Hitler. Meeting Hitler is not cool. None of us want to do that. I want to point that out.
Well, he is dead.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? According to the Inquirer, he might be a Jack in the Box. Who knows? He's right now. And that was big too, man. The Inquirer.
Yeah.
You remember all the alien stuff, and then you see Elvis was still alive.
The bat baby.
Oh my God! I'm telling you, man. That and that was like the first. Oh gosh, what's it called? No, it's not like reality, but it's kind of like what TMZ is now. Yeah,
but TMZ is about celebrities. That was just the whacked out stories.
They were very whacked out. But Bat Boy, I remember Bat Boy, and the cover was like,
Yeah.
Sharp teeth and pointed ears. That was the first sensationalistic magazine.
That's it, yeah.
There you go.
Because all the other, like in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, it was, celebrities were the main thing. But that was like the first, quote unquote paper to put weirdness on the forefront.
Oh, yeah. It was great. I was like, oh my God, Bat Boy. And then Elvis, I was like, oh God. And then, so the 80s is I don't know, man. It's like you're at a loss for words, because then you start thinking about it. And then growing up, and how you grew up, wherever you were when you grew up, it takes you back to the town that you were in, the people that you knew. And, that's why media is so important. I think, because it captures that time. And those
You mean
songs.
more art, right?
Yeah, I guess nowadays it's media, but back then it was, it wasn't thought of, it was just, I don't know, everything is just so different, the way everybody talks and thinks and like the way they do things now, as opposed to back then. It was kind of like the Wild West of media, I guess. It's like the most basic way to put it, because everybody was doing anything and everything and putting it on TV and in music, I mean, my God, we didn't even talk really about like rap and the Beastie Boys.
Oh yeah, Run DMC, stuff like that.
NWA.
Yeah.
I mean, and NWA is not just a movie, everybody. They were real live band.
Well, you know what? They didn't
great.
really affect me as much till I got older.
Oh, yeah. And, I hope you weren't a baby to listen to NWA.
Well, hey, my mom did take me when I was a little kid to see, oh my God, the Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like really hot and we didn't have something was up with the air conditioner. So she was like, well, I gotta take him someplace where it'll be cold. So we went to this movie theater right up from my house. Now, not the best neighborhood. Maybe not the best movie to take a child to.
But it worked.
Yeah, this is completely off topic. I just found out not too long ago, my childhood movie theater is still in operation.
Oh, wow.
It's still open. How cool is that, man? Like, that's again where a lot of the movies we were just talking about, I saw there, like, the first Batman, the Indiana Jones movies, a lot of awesome stuff.
Man, oh man.
Well, hey, you know what? We could go on for hours and hours talking about this, but
yes,
we are about to hit the hour mark, and we don't have a guest today, obviously, so we're not going to do Pitch That Movie.
Yeah, the guest was the 80's.
Yeah, the 80s.
So how was it, 80's? What did it feel like being in the 80's?
You know what, Larry? The 80s called. They want their joke back.
Exactly. Wait, about the 80's looking like the 60's in the set? Never mind.
All right, well, I think this is a perfect time to call it a show.
I think so. And if you have any comments, any memories, or anything regarding the 80's you want to let loose and mention and talk about, hit us up in the comments. That'd be so awesome to hear about your memories or non-memories.
All right, everybody. Have an awesome weekend.
Thank you.